Hey, what's up, folks? Thanks for tuning in today. It is Clay, the Techie Tattooer. Today's video, we're going to talk about a topic that was brought up by a viewer, and they posted a comment on one of my videos talking about their concerns around using stamp packs, using AI generated art, and tracing over it because they're a classically trained artist, right? They went to art school. They were taught how to really draw from your mind and bring out creativity onto the page, onto the paper, onto the skin. And they were having a hard time with the, morality, we'll say, of tracing for a living. And so that's what this video is about, is just sort of addressing those concerns. And so we've got two things really that we're kind of talking about here that are the core issues. And well, for me anyway, in my personal opinion. One, it's that you cannot replace learning how to draw by tracing over existing stamp packs, AI generated art. If you don't know how to draw, you're not going to fix that 8-fingered hand correctly. You're not going to be able to understand what pieces to pull out or what pieces to add to draw the eye to certain areas of the image. You're not going to, if you haven't studied American traditional or neo-traditional or the art styles that are prevalent in tattoo culture, you're not going to understand how to modify the base design you're using in order to fit the style you're trying to create with it. So there is no replacement for learning to draw, learning specific styles, what makes those styles what they are, how those styles developed. You absolutely need that foundation in order to be successful as an artist, whether it's doing comic books, oil paints, watercolor, tattoo. It doesn't matter what your medium is, sculpture, I don't care. You have to have your foundation solid as an artist. So go out there, study art, find those YouTubers, join some Coursera or Linktree or whatever, join a couple of those sites, take some art courses, and really get your fundamentals down for everything. Doing thumbnails, understanding color theory, all of that stuff. It is invaluable. If you want to do art professionally, if you want to do art and make money with it, you have to have those core foundational skills of what it takes to be an artist: form, line, structure, rules of thirds, and all this stuff. You need it. But then once you have that, workflow and how to expedite, how to speed up your workflow that's the next thing, right? That's core point number 2 is get good at drawing, but then don't reinvent the wheel, right? It's really nice and it really helps, depending on what kind of art you're doing, to be able to use references and heavily use references and modify them for what you need in the moment. And that's a personal choice, right? And so that's kind of what this person was asking about and having a hard time with, is when you're trained that you've got to draw from your mind, you've got to, be the creative engine behind what you're producing. That's not wrong. You do still have to be the creative engine behind what you're producing. But you can, and in my opinion, should use every tool available to you in order to expedite that process to produce as much as you can or produce as high a quality as you can. And every artist is going to have to figure out what that looks like for what they're trying to create. But yes, use the tools at hand to create in the new environment, right? And to me, the new environment is AI is taken over. AI has already taken over, currently taking over, wherever you want to say we are on that curve, but we're here, we're there, right? Kids are using it to do their homework. Teachers are doing it to do their job. People are using it to create their CVs, to create their resumes. If you're not doing it to do these sorts of things, if you're not researching through ChatGPT or whatever, right, you're gonna be falling behind really, really soon if you're not already. So I believe that's the reality of things now, and I believe that's the reality of things in the future. So I personally believe gaining the skills to speak to and manipulate AI to create prompts, whether it's video, text to video, text, voice to images, questions, to create courses, to create learning plans for homeschooling your kids. Doesn't matter. You need to learn how to get AI to do a huge part of the legwork for the job for you, because that's what I believe the future is. So I see absolutely no issue with that. I see it as a way of force multiplying your art career, but it is not a replacement for knowing how to generate or to create good art from your own mind, from your own hands. It is a balancing act, and you have to have both skills. You have to be able to tell the AI what to do, and you have to then know how to take what the AI gives you and turn it into your own style, have it be, how to have it turn into your own, how to put your own creative expression on top of that, right? Or utilize it to just, to speed up your workflow. So that's my personal opinion on it. I absolutely believe that you should be using AI, whatever, if you're using Claude, if you're using Copilot, if you're using DALL-E, it doesn't matter, right? Midjourney, like I use, there's a million of them. They keep coming, more and more and more come out. I'm actually super excited for the text to video stuff or the image to video stuff that's coming out these days. I think it's amazing. I think we're going to start seeing people generating their own movies that are absolutely going to be worth watching, because it's going to lower the bar of creativity for these people who have got, IPs, intellectual properties, just sitting in their garage somewhere, sitting in their drawer somewhere that they've ignored for years because they just can't figure out how to write that book. But soon you're going to be able to, you're going to be able to take that, have an AI read it, and start spitting out amazing structures and scenes and just, it's awesome. And so the opportunity to use AI and to use generated art is, I don't sleep on it. It's so cool. So do it. That's my personal opinion. Do it, but put your own spin on it. Be creative about it. Have a good foundation in art, right? Like, I'm not a huge Picasso fan, but look at his career. It is amazing what he gave to the art community and to the world at large. He's like, you cannot get more classically trained than that dude. He produced art in the beginning of his career that was like this photorealistic, almost just absolutely gorgeous, picture perfect people and places, and it was just so good, so amazing. And then he was like, this is dick. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. And took all these amazing skills and decided to break every rule he could and just say, man, I'm gonna take these eyeballs, I'm gonna take this face, and I'm gonna just jack it up to be as like unrecognizable as possible, and yet still be recognizable. And that you can't do that kind of stuff, and you can't push art around without having that amazing foundation of understanding what the rules are and how you're going to choose to break them, even if you're breaking every single goddamn one like he did, right? And that's so cool. You need to have a little bit of that skill set, not all of it, because we're not all Picasso. But without having that core foundation of knowing what the rules are, understanding what these core concepts are, you're not going to know how to break the rules. You're not going to know how to take what you're being given, the reference, the AI generated art, the stamp pack, whatever it is, and you're not going to have your own spin to put on it. And art still needs that. People's art on their own human body, they still need that. People come to us because they're not artists a lot of times. Sometimes they are, but generally speaking, they come to us because they want us to create art on them. And that's our job. And that's an amazing job to have, is to be able to express yourself on something that's going to last a lifetime on somebody. And so you got to respect that. You have to, in my opinion, give them your best work. Does that mean that you have to do everything 100% from your own mind and yes and no, right? If you have these art skills, if you have this style, if you know what you want to do, there is nothing wrong with speeding up your workflow. There's just not. It's the new future, right? It's utilizing the tools we have available today. And yeah, so do it. Use the tools we have today, but do not fool yourself into thinking that you're just going to be able to trace AI generated art or trace stamp packs and be a successful artist. You might be able to be a working tattooer or a working producer of art, making t-shirts or whatever the hell else have you. Absolutely, you can do that, but you're not going to be adding anything. You're not going to be pushing art forward at all. If that's what you're doing, you're just going to be a copy and paste machine. A lot of tattoo artists got away doing that for the longest time, all through the 80s and into the 90s, 70s, 80s, and then into the 90s. That's what it was to be a tattoo artist, is you learned the designs on the wall and you printed those designs onto somebody's skin, and that was that. And you didn't have to be a creative artist. But that changed in the 90s and 2000s, and now we're expected to be fully functional artists. That's why you have so many people who come from the art world coming into tattooing and just switching mediums. I think it's amazing. I think it's totally awesome. I think it's about damn time that we are bringing in and lifting up real artists and having them help us push the needle forward, push the line in the sand to the next end zone, goal, whatever, right? Do it. Use every tool you have available. Use your iPad, use your AI generation, use it, right? Like, if you're using pen and paper, that's fine if that's what you prefer, but being able to click like this and undo stuff and being able to resize things and being able to it's change the colors with just a few sliders and experiment with different palettes. In my opinion, you just can't beat it. So use the newest tools available. Do the best you can to be knowledgeable about what is out there, and don't feel bad that the times are changing and a bunch of people don't want to see it change. Everybody on the cutting edge is always going to be cut flack or, thrown shade from the people who don't like change. Change is hard, change is scary, but it's where all the cool shit is. Change is amazing. Change is awesome if you can get past that fear. What do they say? Something about all the best shit in life is through that gateway of fear, and we're there. Don't be afraid of it. Use it right, though. Right? Be a skilled artist first and foremost. Have something in your mind already that you want to create, and then utilize other tools to help you create that, right? AI shouldn't be telling you what to make. You should be telling AI and getting so good, right? And gaining skill sets to the point where, and AI will come with us, where we're telling the AI exactly what to make, exactly what angle to make it from, exactly how much foreshortening it should have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it will get there. And we're in kind of a weird spot where it's not quite there yet, but give it a few years. It's gonna get there. And learning it now and being a part of a growing, emerging technology, that's just it's the way to be on the forefront, right? So in my opinion, be on the forefront. Do it. Utilize every tool out there, because even if you don't end up using that tool for creating tattoos or creating whatever it is that you're making right now as an artist, you're never going to be sad you gained an extra skill set. In my opinion, you're never going to be sad that you got smarter about something, that you learned more about art, that you learned more about technology. It's always you'll be able to weave it into your life somehow. So yeah, that's it, folks. Don't be afraid to use the new tools. Doesn't matter what they are, use them. But using the new tools is no substitute for being an actual artist and having actual art skills. You need both. Otherwise, you're doing a disservice to the art community in general, because you're not adding anything. You're doing a disservice to your clients, because then you're just tracing over AI generated designs. And we need to be telling the AI what we want and not just using whatever the AI gives us because we're not creative enough or technically good enough to create what we envision on our own, right? It has to be a supplement, not the main meal. It needs to be the cherry on top of the cake. It cannot be the actual foundation of the cake. You got to be able to make your own cake. Yeah, folks. Hopefully this video was useful. Hopefully it's interesting. I'm gonna keep recording videos and doing all that stuff and posting. I took a little bit of a break, sorry there, because of the holidays and the kids were out of school and I got lazy, but I'm back at it, making it happen. Comment below, let me know what next videos you guys wanna see. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep producing the, follow along art tutorial stuff that I've been doing because that's what I'm comfortable with. But absolutely, as always, I'm still small enough that I want to hear from you. I want to make the videos you guys want to see. That is 100% what I'm about right now. Let's help each other out. I love it. I'm into it. Let's go. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You guys are the best. It's been awesome. I'm feeling like it's so amazing. Thank you for the comments. I really, really appreciate them. And yeah, let's just keep doing this together, folks. I'm here for it. See ya.